Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Village of Gurnee Planning and Zoning Board for this Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. Do we have a roll call, please?
Campbell.
Present.
Morgan.
Here.
Nordentoff.
Here.
Half.
Here.
Sula.
Present, we do have a quorum. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may have noticed we're down one commissioner. For those that don't know, Lilliana Ware was sworn in as village trustee this past Monday evening. She was with us since, what, 2020? Yeah, so good, solid contributor, and I'm sure she's going to do great things at the village board level. Next item on the agenda is the opportunity for public comment. This is specifically an opportunity to make a comment about things that are on the agenda, but excluding the public hearing topic because we have special procedures for public hearings. So, does anyone want to speak anything about the Steak and Shake would be the topic. If not, close the floor to the public. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our meeting that was held back on April 15th. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or changes? If not, a motion to approve as submitted would be in order.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Campbell, second by Mr. Nordentoff. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a minor sign exception related to Steak and Shake at 6070 Gurnee Mills Circle East. Shannon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. David Michael, zoning specialist of SES Branding, on behalf of Steak and Shake, requests a minor sign exception to exceed the number and square footage allowance for wall signage on Steak and Shake restaurant. So basically, originally the Steak and Shake restaurant was allowed 3 signs over 3 walls of the building under the C6 PUD. They received an administrative modification to be taken out of the C6 PUD and placed into a straight C6 regional commercial district for the purpose of applying for a minor sign exception to increase the number of usable walls from 3 to 4. So as you see on the screen, the original 4th wall had no signs on it, but they are proposing to do a series of 3 signs for the 4th wall now. And Mr. Michael is here today.
Thank you.
Hello there. My name is David Michael. I'm from SES Branding, located at 6001 Nibbs Parkway in South Bend, Indiana. Thank you for your summary of our request, staff. Just kind of want to run through basically the signs that are being proposed. Like previously mentioned, we have gotten the administrative approval to sign the 4th wall, basically getting rid of the awnings that everyone has come to know what you come to expect at a Steak and Shake, but now with their rebrand, they're looking to focus more on people on the property, kind of showing what services they have on the inside. It's the beef tallow fries, it's the steak burger, and so essentially as we move through the front, left, right, and rear elevation here, the signs are being rebranded, getting rid of the awnings, and then just kind of replacing the awnings with those channel letters on the little bump out where it's not necessarily a canopy, like you cannot huddle underneath the canopy out of the rain or anything like that, but it is an architectural feature that fits those signs very well. And now we're just looking to have building identification on all 4 walls. It's a busy part of the road there. So if you have any questions regarding the signs, I'm here to answer them.
Start.
Yeah, I appreciate the refresh of the store. It's beautiful. I just still don't see the need for the signs on that east wall. So we've got 7 signs. That wall backs up against the hotel. The other restaurants that are right alongside of you, well, that Chipotle, Texas Roadhouse, and they don't have that signage on that east side.
And that signage is essentially just for the on-site people, the motorists pulling onto the parcel. There's not much visibility from off the parcel to see that elevation. And there may be an excessive number of signs, but we're within the square footage allowed. So we're just electing to disperse our signage on that fourth wall there.
Pat?
Yeah, and was looking at the information you provided, and the sign goes from black lettering in the daytime to white lettering at night with LED. I know when we were reviewing the Texas Roadhouse signage that there was concern from the neighboring motels about it being too bright, and was wondering how bright these signs are going to be at night. Is it going to interfere with not so much the Comfort Inn one, the Comfort Inn one, as it would be for the other hotel that's out that way? Plus, you got signage that's going to go right out toward that. How bright is this lighting at night?
The lighting is going to be consistent with any code restrictions, timing, brightness, all of that. That's all going to be within what's allowed. It's going to be we're not going to be any brighter than any other business. It's just for, I mean, it's night, so it's a little difficult to see, or the driving conditions are a little bit more difficult. Just recognizing where you are on the road, people are more concerned with where they're driving, so that's why the illumination helps with wayfinding. I would say it provides something that you're not going to be straining to see at night or anything like that. It's not reflective. It's made with, I want to say, it's made with the appropriate materials. They're very strong signs. They're installed by professionals. There's not going to be any light leak, anything like that. Nothing more than the lights that would be illuminating the parking areas.
As a comment on that, the Texas Roadhouse, it was the exposed LED,
Correct.
the banding around it that was the concern for the hotels behind it.
I just didn't know how bright these LED lights would be, and if they're going to interfere with people shining into the rooms and stuff like that.
And it shines through a perforated piece of metal, so there's it's diffused. It doesn't shine bright out for a long distance. It's made for really just visibility from the nearby roadways. That way you can identify the building, and any light that's near most restaurants. I know some restaurants are by hotels, but parking lots are lit. I've been on first floors of hotels everywhere. It's sometimes it's unavoidable, but it's not going to be attributed to the signage on the building.
Yeah, at first I thought it was going to be a little busy with all these signs, but I think taking away the awnings with all the checkered on it, it actually looks less obvious. Awnings themselves. So I don't have a problem with it.
So if I understand correctly, now under straight C6, they would have by right, the ability to sign 4 walls anyway. So we're not really here to debate the 4-wall thing. I mean, we may disagree with their strategy or whatever, but I think it's kind of moot at this point. And truthfully, if they wanted to, they could be at 332 square feet, so we're getting less in terms of total, more than what we have today, but we're having less than what would be allowed by right. And so I think it's still, fairly minimal in terms of most of the extra signage, in terms of the quantities being asked for, is relatively low profile. So I find it to be fairly reasonable, I guess, under the circumstances.
Okay. Personally, I don't have a problem with the 4 walls. I'm not really enthused about the 3 smaller signs on each wall. To me, it seems like a little bit of a clutter situation. And Dave, just for us, could you explain how it converted from one zoning to another?
Okay. Within our zoning code, we allow for applicants to remove themselves from older PUDs. So when a lot of the PUDs were created, including this one in the late 80s and early 90s, we included a lot of sign regulations within those plan unit development agreements. As our sign code was updated in 2012 and then later codified in our new zoning code in 2015, we felt comfortable with the signage regulations that were in there. We allowed a process for businesses to pull themselves out of the PUD standards and just go to our straight zoning standards that we felt comfortable with our new ordinance. So that's an administrative task. We can handle that in-house. The only thing that fell outside of what was allowed by right was just the quantity of signs. David noted the square footage is allowed, the distribution on the 4 walls is allowed, just the 10 small signs instead of the 3 larger signs, or 3 or 4 larger, 3 larger signs. So.
All right, so in summary, it's a unique provision related to PUD.
Exactly,
Okay.
and like Shannon said, we have an administrative modification to pull it out of there and done by staff, and it's limited only to signage. All other provisions of the plan unit development agreement still stand.
Okay, so, and to summarize, so that's a minor sign exception, so we have authority to approve or not approve. And the only real matter behind us is the number of the sign.
Correct.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Want to make a motion? Go ahead.
I move we approve the request by David Michael, zoning specialist of SES Branding, for a minor sign exception to have additional wall signs up to 10 total on the property located at 6070 Gurnee Mill Circle East.
Second it?
Any discussion? But is it 10 or is it?
I thought it was 12.
10.
Isn't it like 16? Isn't it like 4 on each side?
It is. I don't think it's 4 on each side.
It's 10 building
10.
signs.
It's 10
10.
total.
It's 10 total?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so the
2 sides have only the steak and shake.
and the 2 sides have the other
1
3?
side has the steak and shake with the
Okay,
famous for steak burgers and beef tallow fries.
okay,
And the other one just has the tallow fries, the steak burgers, and homemade milkshakes.
okay.
10 is correct.
All right, any discussion on the motion? Roll call, please.
Campbell,
Aye.
Morgan,
No.
Nordentoff,
Aye.
Paff,
Aye.
Sula.
No. So we're
3-2 in
3 to
favor.
2, it passes. Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, a request from Warren Township regarding rezoning in light of a contemplated annexation for properties basically in the area of Washington and Almond Road.
Jake's got this.
Jake, okay.
Warren Township is requesting a zoning map amendment to rezone 7 parcels totaling approximately 75.25 acres from unincorporated Lake County residential to the village's public lands district. The subject properties contain the Warren Township Center and Township Park. The proposed rezoning aligns the township-owned parcels with the zoning applied to other governmental and public service uses within the village's corporate limits. While the village's comprehensive plan did not contemplate an existing or future land use designation for these parcels, the requested public lands zoning is consistent with their longstanding use as community serving facilities. Additionally, approval of this request is expected to facilitate a future annexation and rezoning petition from the Warren Township High School Almond campus that's just to the south. They currently receive village police
police support services, despite being outside the municipal boundaries, the high school that is. The township's request meets the intent of the zoning map amendment process, which allows updates in response to change in conditions or policy alignments. Overall, the proposal supports comprehensive land use planning and the continued operation of public facilities within the village. There are several members from Warren Township here tonight to present on behalf of the petitioner, should the PZB have any questions.
Great, thank you. As this item is a public hearing, I would request anybody from Warren Township or members of the general public who intend to give testimony or ask questions to please stand and be sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. We probably, if somebody's going to be answering questions from the township, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'll turn the floor over to the township.
Wrong phone, excuse me. Okay. The Township Board has looked into annexation for several years as a long-term option for Warren Township Center campus. As issues such as police response, building permits, utilities, and long-term planning continue to come up, annexation became the most practical path to pursue. The board voted on October 13th, 2025 to move forward with the application, which is now before you. The request is limited to the existing Warren Township Center and Warren Township High School after the fact. It does not include any surrounding homes, does not change any zoning of neighborhood properties. We do not want to include any of the other properties around, only our campus itself. Although Warren Township Center campus has a Gurnee mailing address that is currently outside the village limits of unincorporated Lake County, this means many approvals and services still go through Lake County rather than the village. It is the practical benefit is that being in the village, it should make it easier to manage, plan for, and improve campus over time. This includes future improvements, permitting, utilities, local police response, and other local services. And then we're here at this juncture now. May I answer any questions?
Great. One thing quick for the record, just a technicality. I need you to state your name.
Oh, Elmer Fallis.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Warren Township Supervisor.
Thank you. And as I understand the process, the annexation itself is strictly village board decision. We have no input into that at all. So we're just here to address whether or not it's appropriate to change the zoning from a residential unincorporated to public in the event that it is annexed into the village by the.
That is correct.
Okay. With that in mind, does anybody have any questions?
Nothing at the moment.
Ed? I don't either. I mean, to me, it makes sense. Just a moment. To me, it makes sense that it's consistent with other public entities zoning within the village. Okay, as this is a public hearing now, is an opportunity for members of the general public who intend to ask a question to please direct your questions to us. We'll hear all the questions. Once all the questions have been asked, we'll close the floor to the public and then address the questions the best that we can. So
Hello.
State your name for the record and address the
Jennifer
record.
Del Vecchio. I do live across the street from the Township Center, so I understand that my neighborhood is not part of this deal. What I am curious to know is a couple of things. Why was this deemed necessary to do, which I kind of got an answer for? Are there still going to be elected officials at the Township Center? If so, who's paying their salary, their benefits, all of that? How is that impacting my taxes as a taxpayer to unincorporated Lake County? And the biggest thing is, why was this necessary? How is this going to have a financial impact on everybody else around them? Good police presence? Yay, we could use it. Fabulous. Because the response time from the sheriff is kind of meh. But my biggest concern is, taxes just went up with the high school referendum, which, I voted for that, I'll admit. I'm happy it went up, but is this going to further increase our taxes, decrease our taxes? Who's paying their salaries, their benefits? How is that going to impact the highway department? how is that going to impact the services that the township provides to the greater Warren Township area who is not part of Gurnee? That's where my concerns are. Make sense? Yes. Okay. Well, I just got this in the mail and I'm busy, so.
Thank you. Okay, Dave, you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
So the annexation of Warren Township's property will have no effect on taxation, will have no effect on township services. It is only who responds to their property in case of a police emergency. It would be the Gurnee Police Department versus the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Elected officials will still be maintained the same way that they always have. They'll be elected by vote throughout Warren Township, so that will not change. It's basically an administrative task that's kind of going to be behind the scenes that you're not going to notice really anything. The only differences are the police department will respond to them, and when they need to do work on their property, they will come to the village of Gurnee to get permits instead of going to Lake County. So beyond that, I don't know of any real other issues or concerns or effects on public. Kind of the necessity of this, what kind of instigated the process is, as Jake mentioned, Warren Township High School has a contract with the Village of Gurnee to provide student resource officers. So we have police inside the school at Warren Township High School Almond campus. The outside of the school building is monitored by the Lake County Sheriff's Department. So there's a little bit of not friction, but two different entities are working on that school property. So to get some consistency with enforcement in the surrounds of the building as well as interior to the building, the Township High School is also wanting to annex into the village just so that the Village of Gurnee will have the police response on the school grounds as well as inside the school building. So that's kind of what has pushed this to the forefront.
The only thing I would add, it doesn't have any effect on the functionality of the township. Right now, this property, if there's any permits or responses, the county provides that. Once it becomes part of the village, then the village will provide that. But it, it doesn't affect what the township does or how it governs, and it would have, no effect on that.
And just to quickly piggyback on both the points made by David and Brian,
I'm sorry, who's speaking?
over here.
Oh, sorry.
As an unincorporated resident, nothing will change to your services. You will still be served by Lake County Sheriff. It's just these properties that the services will change.
And you'll still be serviced by the township, unincorporated, if it's a township road. It has no effect on the functions of the township, just that parcel in terms of emergency response and for permitting and inspections.
Can you go back to the microphone, please? Thank you.
Elmer Fallis, Warren Township Supervisor. One thing, Libertyville Township is in Libertyville. Zion Township is in Zion. It's not an abnormality. We are doing it for services, basically, that we can't get, or we think we can get better services being this close, basically, through the Village of Gurnee. Absolutely nothing else is going to change. Amy is still going to do everything she's always done in the highway. Charlie's going to assess the property the same. Nobody's taxes are going to change. Nothing's going to change except our address, basically, and how we work the property, nothing else.
Excuse me, you need to direct your questions to us.
Okay.
And I have closed the floor to the public, but I'll reopen the floor if you have a specific question. Thank you. Back to the commissioners. Any additional thoughts or questions? If not, a motion in the form of a recommendation to the village board relative to the conditional rezoning would.
I guess I can. I make a favorable recommendation that the village board approve the petition of the Warren Township for a zoning map amendment to the rezone 75.25 acres located at 17801 Washington Street, 17949 Washington Street, 17989 Washington Street, 18015 Washington Street, 18099 Washington Street, 34409 Old Walnut Circle, and 34320 Almond Road from their previous unincorporated Lake County zoning of R4 residential to P public land district of a Village of Gurnee zoning designation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Paff. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Campbell,
Aye.
Morgan,
Aye.
Norton Toff,
Aye.
Paff,
Aye.
Sula.
Aye, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is relative to a meeting scheduled for May 20. Can you have a meeting?
We will most likely not have a meeting on May 20.
All right, stay tuned. Next item on the agenda is opportunity for public comment for things that were not on the agenda this evening. Anybody care to make a comment? If not, I'll close the floor to the public. A motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Ooh, we had it tied. I'll give it to Todd and a
Second.
by Calf. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, everyone.